Hello and welcome everybody to a quick explanation on how to set up a strategy for a race with rain. For the second race of the seasons we are going to the Lure and we will have a shower at the end of the race. We will take a look at when exactly that shower is going to happen, considering our performance, and how we want to set up our strategy to make the best out of this thing. So we see, first of all, when we analyze the data, that we will have a medium-sized shower. Does not seem to go up in the track community above up to the 100s we will have in Slovenia and at Vesia. So that means we probably don't want to go for full wets, and intermediates should be enough. Okay, let's see what we have to do to set up our strategy. First of all, we need to enter our race number here. Second race means number 2. The lap counter will automatically update and we will get a nice rain forecast here. And we see how much time has passed and how much percent in race time that means. Alright, and we already see we will probably have the rain at the very end, but be careful, we need to enter correct average estimated lap time to get the correct timing here. So we need to take a look at our lap times. First of all, we have been 4th this time. No errors in the data. So let's take a look here. Again, we're in the following pack of howler. We're the light blue one here. A bit worse than the others at the end of the stint. Quite good at the start. And we will want to calculate our average lap time. We are here and let's take a look. So the race is going for 41 laps and the rain will be probably at the end. So let's take all of the laps we have here and we end up at 108 seconds roughly in optimal cases. So let's just enter that one here and it will update. And with the updated time we see that the rain and the transition from slicks being better than intermediates is at 33, from intermediates to wet is about at 67, and this will roughly happen at lap 37, so 4 laps before the race end. So one strategy would be, if you're doing a one-stopper, probably do your stop at the middle of the race and just try to survive the 4 laps on slick tires. But the rain is getting quite strong here, estimated to be quite strong. So it might be a bit of a gamble. Playing it safe would mean to pit around this time here and then finish the race on the intermediates. First of all, for that we would need to know, would we get here with a one-stopper or would we need a two-stopper? Again, take a look at our data. We need 2.66 kilos of fuel per lap, and when we take a look at our fuel tank of 98 kilo, that means we will be able to do 37. 37, that's exactly when we would need to do the pit stop. Okay, it's a coincidence, but it looks like it that way. The question is now, do we want to do that? So we would need to stay out 37 laps, just be very on the edge of fuel, edge of the tires probably. We need to estimate how much time we are losing because of the tire wear. And when we do that, let's assume, so if we take a look at the lap time chart, we see that it's quite linear, our lap time degradation, and we can estimate our time loss with the integral, and integral of a linear curve is 1.5 times the time loss over these 25 laps. We want to do 37, which is around 50% more. So for 25 laps we have a time loss of 2.3 seconds at 50%. Here end up at 3.4, let's say, and 37 laps. That's 37. Sorry, I have issues with my keyboard here, so okay. Okay, with this kind of estimated time loss, we end up at 62 seconds, which is probably more than an additional pit stop would cost us. But we have to consider we will do another pit stop and lap time loss. We will still have some lap time loss there. So if we want to do two stopper before that, 37 laps, we need to take a look at here. It's 1 second in 17 or 18 laps. And that 2 times 0.5 times 1 second times 18 laps. That's, yeah, could have guessed that, 18 seconds. And that means this is 44 seconds less, or roughly 44 seconds less, oh no, 45, than going for a one stopper, which is 5 seconds more than the tire stop costs us. Of course, we lose more time in the pit lane, but it looks like these strategies might be quite balanced, especially when we consider that we will do quicker lap times when we run with an emptier fuel tank. So I make the decision now to be aggressive, go for a two-stopper. Okay, this will make us in general more flexible as well. We don't need every drop of fuel. Okay, two-stopper. We might be a bit faster than that, just because of less fuel. Let's just try, or let's leave it at 108. We still need to do the additional pit stop, so it's fine. And we said the strategies are quite balanced. Okay, two stops it is. We want to have two stops and one of them around here, and we want to be on the right tire before we cross the point. Ideally we want to be in the pits when we cross the point of 33%. As this is a forecast, we don't know exactly when this is happening, so this could be a little bit earlier, a little bit later. Let's just not hope it's not just here at the very two laps before race finish, then it would be a waste of time to go into the pits. So this one should be around here, lap 30, lap, what is it, 36 would be my guess, and that would be at 87%. Let's plan it one lap later, 89, and then set our trigger to be earlier. So if the rain comes later, we are safe by having 89 here, and this wants to be higher. So 89 it is, and then we set the trigger for our pit stop using our tire compound trigger, which I will explain later. First of all, pit stop timing. So this would be the latest, maybe a bit earlier than that, and we want to have the other pit stop somewhere in between. So 45 would be, or 44 would be around, yeah, the middle. We could do it a little bit earlier, so that we undercut our opponents who try to do the same, with the danger that we are landing right in the pack of GT2 cars, or we go a little bit later to be safe from the GT2 cars. Yeah, it's a bit difficult. I'd say keep it a little bit earlier and try to be in the range where we could go into the pits when early in the race there is a safety car happening. So yeah, what we also should consider, we only can set one value for the safety car. When we get a safety car here, we will do our emergency pit stop, and we would need to do another one to change the tires. Oof, yeah, that's hard. So I think we just skip the whole safety car reaction. If you don't want, well, you probably don't know if it needs a value. Just put 0.1. It needs to be bigger than 1, so let's take 1. Should be good enough. 0.4 laps before, that's okay. And the other pit window we will use to trigger our tire change. Yeah. What we first need to fix is this don't pit window, which needs to be after our planned pit stop. So let's set this to 90. Yeah, looks good. And I think, yeah, let's take a look here again. So that would be lap 13. And then lap 37. Yeah, we need to do it a little bit later, I guess. 35. So 15 and 22. 40. Let's go 40, and then we will pit earlier than those who want to pit right in the middle of the race. So let's go 38. A little bit more aggressive. Okay. Because that one might be earlier than what we set it when the rain comes in earlier. Do we actually want to set this a little bit later, just in case? Yeah, 1 lap later. Oh no, we're already coming in. Just to be safe. Okay, 38. I hope it doesn't happen in 38. Yeah, let's leave it that way. So then this is already set up. I want to use intermediate tires. Set this to 0 if you don't want to use it. In this race you probably need to set it to 1 because this is average rain. And then we have our 4 tire change or tire compound change triggers. First one is from slicks to intermediates. We will need that when the rain starts. The next one is from slicks or intermediates to wets. This is when heavy rain starts. We don't want to do that this time. Then we have from wets to intermediates. We won't have wets, so we don't need it this time. And from wets or intermediates to slicks. We don't want to go back to slicks this time. But if you want, then you can use. If you have a race where this is necessary, then you would use it, and you will set it to a lower value than the trigger above, so that only when the rain starts to be heavy, then you go on to the slicks, and when it starts to really dry up, then you go back onto the intermediates, and then when it's really starting to dry up, you go to the slicks. Okay, so let's say, first of all, let's get rid of what we don't need. We don't want to go to wets, so let's just set this to 100. This will not happen. Then so when the track humidity crosses 100, it would change to wet. and we saw that the track humidity will probably stay below 70 or 65. Okay, we don't need to care about this one. We don't need to care about this one, or we don't want to do this, so we could also set this to 1. Then we will never switch back to the slicks. The important one for this race is from slicks to intermediates. When do we want to do that? And we already see, yeah, if you set this to 40 or later, then we come in very late. We might have already lost a lap in quite heavy rain. Probably want to do it earlier, maybe even lap 36. The problem is we don't know these numbers exactly. So we need it to be before this pit stop. And I think we're safe if we set it to a mid-ish 20-ish number. Let's just hope that we're correct there. So this one, it was 24. Could even go for 20 and then be on the safe side. You know what, let's just do that, because we will switch from worn slicks to intermediates, and it might already be quicker to be on the intermediates there. It's just aggressive. We want to have an aggressive race today. Okay, I think that's fine. Then last 3 options, we start with slick tires. Okay, we go for 20% tire grip loss trigger. We need to check our 12% after 25 laps. 25 laps, we will never do 25 laps, so this is completely fine. This will not hit us, and the 50% is fine. Okay, so we're done. Remember to set the right topic in the PM you sent me. Copy paste all the data here in this column, and then go to the forums, copy paste it, and yeah, this is important. Please set your race number here so that I know for which race your strategy is meant to be. Alright, let's hope that works, and I hope you find a good strategy for yourself too. I think there are many options for this one, and it's a bit of a gamble. You can stay out on slick tires if you do a one-stopper right at the middle of the race. You can go with a one-stopper right to the start of the rain if you have a very low fuel consumption. Might also be an option if you have low tire wear. You can go for a two-stopper like I did. So, okay, that's it. We'll see how it all works out in the end. Have fun and see you guys next time.